enthusiasm. I've got a job for you if you're looking to keep busy. Here are the details.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of Soul Talk, where we talk Star Citizen and members of the community. I am your host, Fastcart FC. How's everybody doing in chat today? I see Pop Face, Black Guy Legion, Soul Citizen. Well, that's Griffin, obviously. Pop, I already said Pops. Army Time, and T Neister. How is everybody doing? Good to see everybody. Today is January 12th, 2023. I'm glad I said the right year. And at least in North and South America. We are live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, I think. But yeah. And if you want to join us for a conversation, click the link below. It should be the HTTP link. Click this link to join us live. So please join us. It should be a great show. What's happening this week? We had a great show on Sunday. It was we talked about the Kickstarter, the original Kickstarter in 2012, and I thought that went pretty well. It went over a bit over time, but it was a fun show and very informative. I have relearned more stuff that I've forgotten about Star Citizen, dealing with Soul Citizens and the community as a whole. And thank you for that subscription, Nomad1701, our first one for the night. Thank you for that. So yeah, make sure you if you're interested in that stuff, I think it was a great show overall. But just go back and watch the Soul Citizen from this past Sunday. Other than that, I've been reading, watching anime, playing my mobile game. I'm still playing Nikkei. They had a big update yesterday, and yeah, that's about it. Oh, and yeah, I'm reading the Expeditionary Force by I forget his name, but yeah, I think it's book 14, so it's quite a long series, but I'm enjoying it. All right. So I'm going to do my thing, then dragging people down. Don't forget to click the Discord link to join us. Oh, here we go. They say the best weapon is the one that you never have to fire. I respectfully disagree. I prefer the weapon you only have to fire once. This is how Dad did it, that's how the UE does it, and it worked out pretty well so far. I present you the newest and closely wanted Freedom Line. Find an excuse to let one of these off the chain, and I personally guarantee the bad guys won't ever want to come out of their cave. Ladies and gentlemen, for your consideration, the Jericho. Oh, someone called it already. Black Guy Legion called it already. That's just Iron Man. Alright, I'm gonna drag people down. Hey, we're doing my fish face and cotton face. Did you recognize what I was, my monologue?
Nope.
Nope.
To be quite honest with you.
Say it again?
Is that I tuned you out a bit, you know. I kind of learned how to have this here.
Wow.
I know, right?
You know, that is your prerogative, but you never gonna figure out what I'm talking about sometimes. So yeah.
Well, that's about 50%. Not a little bit more, you know.
50%. Okay. All right. Yeah, but I was Iron Man. Great job, Kai.
Great. It was a great line. I love when he yeah. Totally
I
great.
remember the beginning part, but it lost me as you went on. But okay, Kai got it, so that's all that counts. Where's his prize?
Right?
Okay.
What did he get? A sandwich? What? What?
If I
You
get
got
a
a cookie.
sandwich,
You
I'm
got a
sharing it
cookie.
with you guys. Well, if I
All
get a
right.
cookie, I'm sharing it 3 ways because I gotta look out for my new soul brothers.
All right.
Okay, all
Oh
right.
man, I'm trying to watch my figure.
That'll work.
Anyway, as people can see on the screen, we're doing a content creators summit on Saturday, like 11 a.m. Eastern time. That is what, 5 hours, so that's 1600 4 p.m. UTC. But come and join us if you're a content creator. You can use the QR code or just go to the I'll put the link in the chat later on. I don't think that my mod available. But yeah, so if you're a content creator for Star Citizen, come on in and join us. The great news is, even if you're not a content creator, we the stream. I mean, so the presentation should be available online, so you could watch it on Twitch or YouTube or whoever wants to stream it. Risto Squared wants to ask, how do you get the red banding instrument? That is a great story. That is from Starjump Realm, or Starjump in general. You can find it on the Hangar link, Hangar.link, and you find it in their fleet viewer. So that's where it is. But yeah, come on in for the content creators summit. So after that, we didn't have a sneak peek this week. There was no newsletter, but in place of that, I'm going to show this from the jump point from this past. Well, I guess it's this week. But Griffin Gaming RPG pointed this out. Put this on the images in our Discord, and I thought it was a good image. Since we don't have a sneak peek, we can talk about this. But this is behind the scene in Jump Point magazine, and I'll read it real quick. For power, we're aiming for a moodier feel that captures the gritty feeling of the location. That means adding more contrast and dark corners with flickering lights here and there to emphasize the lore. That also comes down to the color palette that we use to create a more hostile feeling compared to Stanton. And that is Lars, I'm going to mess up that last name, but he's the lead lighting artist. But that is on page 18 of the most recent jump point. What do people think?
Oh, it's nice. It's good to see the underside of it. Yeah, because we've only got views from the top.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was a great catch from Griff. There's so much stuff with the pyro stuff that they're teasing that has me so excited. Where it's like it just looks so great. I'm ready for it. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, Pops is absolutely right. The lighting and the contrast of like you normally get one view, but this is like giving you a different aspect. Is
yeah, because I haven't, I was curious on what those cylinders are.
They could be transporting people. They could be transporting goods.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking maybe it's some type of. I mean, I don't know how much grain they would have there or something like that.
Oh, it could be storage. Yeah, it could be storage. Yeah.
It could be some type
lots of things.
Yeah, almost anything. I was just curious on.
Maybe we'll find out whenever pyro gets to us. Go ahead.
What do you think? What do you think, Fist?
When I first of all, seeing the other photos from the top view, I mean, amazing at all already. Just from working and trying to learn, hard surface modeling, looking at all the cuts and bowlings and excuse me, I'm lost for word right here. Bevels and stuff like that, man. It's like, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of work though.
So for people that might not know, Fist to Face, who's half of New Soul, he does a lot of work with like Unreal Engine 5 and like doing graphic stuff or whatever. So a lot of times with stuff like this, I'm like, oh, that looks cool. And that's it. I'm just an idiot. Drunk Mexican who's like, that looks cool. And he's like, if you notice the lighting effect here and the bevel there, like he actually knows this shit. So it's very cool when he starts pulling apart like different aspects.
I am in no way a expert to this stuff. I am just learning it too. So just to kind of give that background. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is cool stuff to learn about and see, but because like usually a lot of times when you're, like these are game assets, so these are functional. Whereas if you're creating something for like a cinematic effect, you're from what I understand, most of it's not going to be functional. It's just there for decorative purposes,
Really cool.
Right, exactly.
Except for something tells me whenever you involve Chris Roberts, things can go deeper than what you normally get in a game.
Exactly.
I
mean, and that's why I'm saying, I'm looking at all of this geometry and I'm thinking about all of the technology, well, first of all, the engine that they've gone through and demonstrated, and then looking at the point of fact of, how clean it looks. I mean, and all of that stuff. I mean, it's amazing to me,
Yeah, one of the things from Sunday's show when Chris was talking about their vision and Unique and them were mentioning, and that the technology journey that they started on, and it was it was brand new at the time, and then they were going through and doing things that have never been done before, because normally what you get is just like you take Ruin Station here, and my son is working on one of them for the project that we're doing, and it's just like my son said, it's just really basically something that's sitting there. But Chris Robertson, this is actually a functioning station. You actually go there, the doors open. You don't go there, fly so close, and then go to a cut scene and land inside. So that's the part that amazes me about and
Right.
all the intricate work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to piggyback off of that, you get inside the hangar, you walk and get onto an elevator, you go up to wherever it is. This thing is a floating city. You can say.
It's what is that? Vespin City, where Orlando lives.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So like I said again, hats off to him. Amazing work.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to walking inside. Hopefully, it won't be too lawless. I'm not sure if that's going to be one of the more lawful stations or one of the more lawless ones. But yeah,
well, I think that's an interesting, like, that could be a whole Soul Citizen show right there. Lawless, people take that to mean criminal or whatever. A lot of times, lawless doesn't necessarily mean criminal. It's just more on the aspect of like, we're
safety.
Like, it could be it could be like a hippie commune. It could be like, hey, we just don't have rules. Like,
right.
I think we'll have to see how it actually plays out. People expect, when they hear lawless, they think, okay, we're talking about Mos Eisley.
I'm thinking that exactly. I'm thinking a hive of scum and villainy. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and very well they could be, but there's some places like I forget the name of this system. What's the Odin system? I think if I'm not wrong, like the Odin system is supposed to be lawless, but it's not criminal lawless. It's like hippie commune. We all just hang out and chill. Like, so like I look forward to seeing the various levels of how things play out between like drug cartel lawless versus like hippie commune lawless.
Yeah. To say that though, too, from playing Mortal. They have particular cities, or not cities, excuse me, but they have particular outposts, as you can call them, that are lawless areas. Like, for example, one place called the Jungle. We should travel down there, and it. Oh my goodness, man! Now that is literally like a lawless place. Like, people would hang out there and just because they know you folks that come down there to get a specific item that is very valuable, and they will wait there and set up and gank you if you're not prepared. I mean, it could be like that too, like you said, in your way. Now, I mean, you still get a what they call a debuff or whatever it is within the game. That's a criminal status. But it's nobody down there to enforce.
Yeah.
something.
To
So-
Kai. Oh, go ahead, Kai.
No. Please go ahead, Pop.
Oh no, I was just gonna say a lot of people associate a place that's dirty and grungy as if exactly what Kai is saying, that it's a place of lawlessness in the sense of this crime and murder and things like that. Not that it can't be, but because the place is dirty and grungy doesn't mean that the people that are there,
Well, I mean,
don't
I'm
live
going
in
to
a
push back. I'm
function
going to
of
push back a
society.
little bit on that.
Yeah.
On that Pop, because if a place is dirty and grungy but the place is cleaner, that means the people in that area care more about it than the place that's grungy. If you care more about a place, there's no kind of like there are very little like what do you call them? There's very desecration of a wall or whatever. That place typically seems to be safer than a place that
So, Fist, I've been to some dirty, grungy villages from Mexico to Afghanistan, and some of them are dangerous as all hell, and some of them are just good, clean, nice people that are just super poor and whatever. And what I'm saying is, just to be clear, I 100% get that a good chunk of Pyro is going to be like a Hive and Scoven villainy. I 100% I want that. But I would also like to see, because they say that in Pyro, there's going to be the one big station, but they haven't committed to how many little stations there are going to be, and they have committed that there are going to be many, many little point of interest villages around the whatever. And what I would love to see is lots of dangerous, like, drug cartel, gang cartel areas in Pyro. But I would also love to see, if you remember, like, that episode of, there were several episodes of Firefly where they would come across these little towns and like the hero of Canton, there was Canton and the one with the brothel where like they were trying to save the people. I would also love to see these little outpost towns where it's semi-lawless, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's gang infested. It's just miners and like hard-nosed pioneers that are just doing their little thing. I would love to see a rich mixture of all of those different kinds of social ecosystems and have to dance between them all. Like maybe you have to go to this gang infested place to buy drugs, but you're not buying it for like drug use. You're buying it because it's like, oh, this little encampment over here desperately needs medicine. And you're bringing them. Remember the bank job from Firefly, the train job where they robbed
train job.
I would love to see cool stories that just sort of naturally come up from that. And if there's anybody I think that could bring us something like that, I think it would be Chris Roberts.
Yeah. Now, to me, this has an excellent contrast from what we're used to in Stanton. Because, well, if you notice about this station, the name first tells you ruin. So that's a clue. The ruin part, if we could see the front side and further back, it's been damaged. So to me, in my sight, what I've seen is something catastrophic happened there. And they probably deemed it, how the Kai would know more about it, how the maybe decommissioned is probably
decommissioned,
right. And then what happened from there, some of the people stayed, and then, like I said, my opinion is not necessarily dirty, but because the maintenance, because they didn't have the equipment, and this part, I guess maybe it's just me, because you think of space and you always think of something brand new, but this is shown something that's in a disrepair. And like Kai said, it's a great contrast that I hadn't thought about before until this, because like I said, I always think of brand new space stations and things like that. But this is set in a aspect of it being in ruins. And
Yeah.
What do you think about that possibility?
I think we stayed on this one for quite a bit.
Okay.
So I think we should move on. But yeah, this is from Young Point Magazine. This is page 18 of this the most recent one, and this is behind the scenes for Run Station. So moving on, up next we have this week in Star Citizen, because like I said, we didn't have a sneak peek or what have you from the past Friday, but I just thought we should go through it very quickly. But it's a happy 2953, everyone, to talk about the holiday greeting card contest and the Deck the Hall screenshot contest. Last week I covered the greeting card contest, but this week we'll cover the Deck the Hall contest. A new year also brings about a new perspective and new direction. To that effect, starting in January, the narrative team will be pivoting on the focus of the in-game content for Star Citizen Squadron 42, and that's the lore schedule that we covered last week. And last but not least, they get ready for an incredible display of skills and the filthiest annual race in the verse. And just under 2 weeks, on January 21st, the Daymar Rally 2953 will be underway, and we'll talk about that next. Let's see what's going on this week. The Tuesday is the lore offering. We'll get to that in a bit. As a reminder, the roadmap update, Inside Star Citizen and Star Citizen Live are still on a hiatus, but don't fret, they'll be up before we can say Quantum Jump. On Friday, you can expect a update to the subscriber vault. So everyone who is a subscriber will get more content from that. The weekly RSI newsletter will be delivered to your inbox. So we should be getting a newsletter this week if we didn't get one last week. And I became a subscriber this week because I wanted the paint job for the vehicle. So I'm currently a subscriber right now. Have an amazing week, Freya Venatis, associate community manager, and that is the information from this week. So we got this week on Star Citizen, the blog post, weekly newsletter, and the subscriber update.
Can I add something to the stuff that's happening this week?
Go ahead.
So for those keeping track who are actually playing in the PTU, like daily, they're adding stuff where like yesterday it was like, oh, we're doing these a new like round of testing on the Siege of Orison, and today it's like, oh, we're doing a new round of testing on Xenothreat, where they're like adding and changing stuff. Like every day right now on the PTU, they're just going ham on tweaking this, adding this, tweaking this, adding this, and they're gonna do a 3.17.5 coming up with like, it's gonna have the stuff for the Chinese New Year. Where like, there's a lot of, for those people, I get like not everybody does, but for those people that are playing the PTU daily, there's new shit to play with.
No, we're going to cover the most recent patch note from.
Oh, my bad.
No problem. That's cool. But this is just wrapping up this week in Star Citizen. Community MVP January 9th. Okay, we're constantly amazed by the contribution made by the Star Citizen community, whether it's fan art, etc. The highlighted content creator will be awarded an MVP badge in the Spectrum and be immortalized in the MVP section of the hub. So this week, the MVP is Admiral Dreamweaver. So take her love away, Star Citizen love story. So this is a emotional and faith-based journey as a fictional musician, Drake Nelson, with his mournful song and heartbreak and a chance encounter with Pirate. So if you click on the This Week in Star Citizen link that I provided, you should be able to access that. And that is This Week in Star Citizen. Up next, we're going to cover one of the things they talk about in that article. So this is the Daymar Rally, 510 kilometers, 3 outposts, 1 moon. Star Citizen community event on January 21st, 2953. So that's, like I said, in a couple of weeks. I'll put the link in chat for people. Yeah, is anyone gonna watch the race?
Oh yeah.
Anyone gonna be in the race?
Some pieces of it, maybe.
No.
I definitely lack the skill to take part in the race, but especially with all of the things that has been going on in growing the racing community in Star Citizen within the last year, with between the XGR community blowing up. Obviously, you've got the old established racers of the Daymar Rally, and the stuff that the designers have done to add new stuff to racing in Star Citizen. I feel like it's going to be exciting time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have a whole page and they have a trailer and everything. So anyone want to check that out, go ahead and click on the link that I just provided. And that is the Daymar Rally.
Oh yeah.
Up next we have, the Luminalia Deck the Hall screenshot contest. This was put out last week, but I didn't see the link for it. So we did the other one, but this is the other one, the Deck the Hall screenshot contest. And I thought some of these were cute. Let me go back and see the guideline. Winner having crowned. Think of an incredible submission and congratulations to the winners. We have Elusive Man, TC, 104 Boost, and Mr. Trash. The first place get a Reclaimer. The second place get a Corsair, and the third place got a Wrath, all the LTI. So this is Elusive Man, I'm assuming. Got a Pico in space. And it got their vehicles on in space, so that's pretty cool. Oh, it's like I get it. It's Santa's sleigh. I got it.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah. Okay. Good eye.
Santa's
actually.
sleigh.
Good eye.
And I thought this was good. This was a tweet that they put out this week. That's pretty cute. And I think those are the Luminalia flight suits that they're wearing.
Oh wow, that is so cool.
They're lining up, waiting to go sit on Santa's lap, get a ship.
Okay, you can put it that way, sure.
Yeah.
That's the second place, I'm guessing. That's the 104 Boost. The first one is the Elusive Man TC, and this is from Mr. Trash. And Mr. Trash has an Aegis, Avenger Stalker, and delivering presents to all the good little boys and girls.
Cool.
So those are the winners from the Deck the Hall screenshot contest.
Yeah,
Very
the one
nice.
with the Pico. The one with the Pico, I like the way they use the ghost stick to add lighting to the packages. Yeah, you put the glow stick. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That's cool. All right, so that is the Deck the Hall screenshot contest winners. Congratulations to them. Up next, we have the Star Citizen Alpha 318.0 W P2 patch notes. So, is everyone here in the PTU besides me?
Oh, you mean as far as playing it, or?
Yeah, playing it.
No, not really. I haven't been able to jump in so much.
Yeah.
I am much more of I keep track of the PTU stuff, but I jump into it. I'm much more person that enjoys playing the. But I love keeping track of all the stuff that's going on. Like I said, just today, every day there's new stuff, and it's like I'm always checking out what it is that they're doing. Okay, cool. I'm excited to see this. Excited to see that.
Yeah.
BBG, thank you for the subscription. Appreciate it. Thank you.
BBG.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to get in either because I'm working on a lot of animation. My son's doing the modeling. I'm doing the animation.
Okay, all right. So, I mean, we can go through a bit of what's going on in the patch note. So, the testing focus is salvage, platform assault on OS and security post-career reactivation, crew delivery, sandbox prison activities, sand cave, Daymar crash kite, testing racetrack location, new rivers, additional derelict outposts, and restricted areas beast version 3. So those are the testing focus that's going on. Known issues, there's a whole bunch of them. Equipment armor remains attached in the undersuit after character repair. Armor on dead NPCs and Solanki platform is missing textures. Multi-vehicles, ship features, flight, quantum travel, and entering exiting a seat on quantum travel. There's a high chance to be ejected into space. That is not fun. I think I heard about that last week. Yeah, and missing person transport beacon. The transport beacon mission markers will, to a player will display in the wrong location until a nearby object container are loaded. Server crash recovery after server crash, ships are left on landing pad or be in an unknown state, requiring a claim. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of other known issues, so be sure to check that out in the link. Feature update. I don't think these are things, but I go to them a little bit. Bed logout is now blocked in landing areas. Okay. Updated component damage for coolers and power plant. Physics optimization, server performance improvement, Fusion 12 optimization, and I have a whole bunch of bug fixes. So hopefully, whoa, there's a whole bunch of bug fixes, more than I expected. But you know, they fixed 8 client crashes and fixed 8 server crashes. So what do you guys think?
Well,
Good stuff.
They're always working. A lot of people don't see it, but there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes. A lot of work. A lot of respect for them.
Yeah.
Work.
What were you gonna say, Kai?
No, just exactly what Pop said. He hit it right on the head. They're constantly
Okay.
working on it. Like, for those people who say, like, oh, it's a scam, it's like, wow, they spend a lot of money on this scam. They're constantly working and doing stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a long con, see?
Yeah, see?
That's what it is. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
It's a long con, yeah. Like instead of Ocean 11, Ocean 12, Ocean 13, this is Ocean 2952. 2953 now.
53 now. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that is the patch notes. And yeah, if you're interested, you can copy your live game over and then pass it up to the P2 and join in. It's pretty much open for everyone now. So yeah, if you want to join in, go ahead. But yep, that is the patch note on the 3.0W. So how many more patches do you think there'll be? No one can know. I'm expecting maybe go up to triple letters like ZZZ or AAA by the time this is done.
Well, it's gonna be weird because they're about to go to 3.17.5 for, like I said, the Chinese New Year stuff for the PU. So that's it's it's simultaneous tracks of 3.18 PTU and 3.17.5 PU, and like, this is game development. This is like, most of the time when people say we're gonna let you in to see game development, what they mean is, oh, we're 99% done and we're going to let you in at the last bit so you can give us some money early. This is actual real game development where it's messy and it's going in all different directions. And people who criticize it for being unorganized or whatever, they're absolutely right. It is. But like, they told you that's what this was going to be when you came in. So like, that's like, I wanted to save money on a hotel, so I went to a hostel. And then I'm complaining that it's like, oh, it's not all clean and set up, and it's like, this is what this is. This is what you sign up for. I don't know necessarily about that, but like, it's definitely like you're staying at a campsite, and part of that is exciting, and part of that sucks. And if you're in for it, then great. And if you're not in for it, then go play something else. It's okay. This will be here later.
Definitely not going to a hostel for CitizenCon in LA, because even though it may be like $20 a night, not really worth it, I don't think, in my opinion. So yeah.
And that's a choice, and you make that. Yeah.
All right. So that is the past note. Up note we have. Oh, there's a few questions that I caught on the dev tracker. So this is from Centaura. I'm kind of doing what we do on Soul Voices, but there's lack of content, so I had to pull some stuff in from other places. But it's from the dev tracker. So the question here is from Centaur, like I said. What happened to the DNA face tech code? If you don't care how your avatar looks, this post is pointless to use. To read on and reply post, please post on topic. When DNA face tech was introduced, they talk about a hex code that you can copy paste into an external document to save the shape of your head, i.e., selecting your ancestors or what part or how much you want of your ancestors were included. Such a hex code is most useful now. when we are still in alpha and had to recreate our head quite often. Without it, we can't really reproduce our head consistently unless we select a very simple and manually repeatable shape. So there's little room for fine-tuning and getting things just so. Also, the random head function can't be used as a starting point, so is this hex code function still in the way? And the reply from CIG, from Sylvain CIG is, hey, we've been refactoring major points of the DNA system at the moment to make it more future-proof and extendable to anyone, so anyone who's familiar with the DNA system is quite busy. Once it's done, I hope it won't take too long until we see this in game. So what do people thought?
Well, character creation, if I'm understanding what's going on, the character creation part, yeah, it's cool. We all want a lot of features in there, and I'm quite sure they'll probably do a way where you can probably scan in a picture if you want to use a picture of someone or yourself. I'm quite sure, but if I'm misunderstanding it, I'm sorry, but I think, to spend the time on it right now and go that in depth, we know they're working on it. They may not have a big crew on it. They may have 1 or 2 people, but yeah, I think it's more important things to spend their time on.
Yeah, because you got to think about it. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say I would appreciate a hex code that you can copy and paste into it, but I could see that being something further down the line that they would put into get in the game. What are you gonna say, Chris?
I mean, the headshot thing or the DNA face tech code. I think like Pasha is saying, it is something that you have to kind of put on the back burner a little bit because we all know what we want the next content to come out, besides 318. So, that's so much of that's a cosmetic thing. And to me, I would think from a production value, like we said, that would be something. I mean, I'm not saying it won't come out, as we're in alpha phase to test it out to make sure it's fine. But usually, I would say for me, I'm just thinking that, it would be something closer, usually a lot of times closer to beta, but
closer to release, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't think we need to worry about the ponytail right now.
So I maybe have a little bit of a different opinion. I totally get where Fist and Pops are coming from, and I respect it. I kind of would love to see them just put a little teeny tiny module in, just a little thing that says you can click save when you do the character creation, and you don't save it to their servers. You save it locally to your computer. So like it's not taking up any of their resources. It's just on your computer. You have a save, and then you can later choose to load that the next time. So if you're constantly doing builds, like I used to spend some time on my character like the first 1 or 2 times, and now
I mean,
whenever
that's basically the same thing though, Kai. I mean, whether or not you could save the build to your local hard drive or save a hex code to a notepad or something like that. That's basically the same thing.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I'm very thrilled with that. I would love that. That would be good. Hello and welcome.
Hey BBG, how are you doing?
Hey BBG.
Hey,
Got any comments on this one?
Wanted to stick my nose in. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm on both camps. Both camps. I don't want anything like this to get in the way of resource dedicated to 4.0. Right? But if there is a quick, simple fix, like Kai described in particular, then give it to us because it just enhances folks' commitment across this year.
Quality of life.
Right, to 4.0. But if it, they got to measure that in their internal meetings and when they scrum up and when they're looking at their agile layout, If it's a level 1 thing or a tier or like a level 0 thing, sure, just knock it out right quick. But if it's 1 or 2 or 3, you gotta nah. Don't
Exactly. 100% agree.
Then get in the way at 4.0.
Go ahead.
That was it.
Oh, that was it. In 2018, Sean Tracy did a presentation about DNA, and it was quite an informative presentation. But they said that they had like I want to say 10 to the 16. I'll misremember the number, but there are so many combinations of head that people can make in the game. I'm looking forward to getting to that place where they had that in the 2018 presentation. But giving it access to a hex code or copying it to a local drive, that's nice. But I'm not expecting that until I want to say next year or the year after.
I think another thing we have to keep in mind is, like, they told us, like, the letter from the chairman that we just got over the Christmas break or whatever was talking about the fact, like, a lot of stuff is going right into Squadron right now, and that is the highest priority, obviously. But like a lot of that stuff that's going into Squadron, we are going to later down the line, like later in the year, we're going to get them as like fully fledged, like completed, done things. So I get it that it's a little frustrating, like, oh, we gotta wait, it's on Squadron. But like, I feel like later in this year we're going to have just this like towards CitizenCon 2023. I think we're just going to have this cornucopia of like stuff that's dropped on us that's like fully fledged and been worked on, and oh, now it's being implemented in the Star Citizen side. And I'm like, as BBG was saying, like stuff like this that I fully admit I want. It's one of those like, yeah, but I want all of it. I want everything.
Yeah.
And so like I'm happy with getting if we get a lot of stuff, I'll be happy with that regardless of which stuff it is. It's just a lot of like, yes, give me all of the things, and I think we'll get it all. It's just a matter of what we get first, the timing.
Yeah, but before BBG jumps in again, I just want to say from Alec the Droog, he says, I don't really care about the tune creation. I'll be happy if everyone just looked at Fast Call and be done with it. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Fast Call. That kills people.
BBG, you want to say something?
No, I think Alex covered everything. We're good there. That's
all right. Cool. So that is what's happening with the DNA-based code tech. Up next, we have Spectrum 6.0. Lethality says, I see 6.0 was deployed this morning. Anything new of note that we should know about? This is from yesterday, 11 a.m. Adrian from Turbulent says, hi Lethality, I'm glad you noticed. We just released a major tech upgrade for the website. By upgrading the programming language that we use, the website will be faster and safer. It will also be easier for us to ship updates. Given the scale of changes and the incompatibility with previous versions, we decided to bump the major version number of all the website projects, including Spectrum. However, there are no visible changes in terms of features, hence the lack of change log. In fact, if you're not seeing changes, this means everything went as well as it could be expected, and I hope this will answer your question. So, just your note, the Spectrum on the RSI site is up to Spectrum 6.0, and that was released yesterday. The gentleman here, you use Spectrum a lot. I use it like maybe once a week.
Can I jump in here to say something before I answer your question? They mentioned that the update will make the website safer, and I would like to question how safe will that be?
If it was safer now, what made it less safe like before, right?
No. I'm not talking about like it as far as hacks or anything like that. I'm talking about, because usually I stay away from forums because of a lot of shenanigan. I'm going to call it that way.
That's a good way to put it. Thank you for that.
Let's yeah. So I would like to know how much safer now will it be with this update for the shenanigans.
That's a good question. Maybe if you go to the link and ask a question, maybe they'll reply. I don't know.
Well, my guess is that probably no safer than it was before.
Right.
But, right underneath Adrian from Turbulence response, you can see the question, still no update for org on Spectrum this year. I think ultimately over the long term, that's how folks will craft safety, right? Is that they will join communities, form communities, and have a little bit of an internal dialogue on Spectrum, the way that folks do on Discord, right? And as a result, you're around like-minded folks who are of, enough of a similar value set that, you don't have to worry about shenanigans.
Well, but even then,
okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Fist.
No, I just was going to ask, do you guys think that Spectrum is a safe place?
So partly to answer that, but also to the point that I was making before, like BBG just literally said like, oh, people are going to build it up with like-minded communities like Discord. Just yesterday in Discord, I got a Discord message from somebody who's a friend loosely from Elite Dangerous that I haven't talked to in a long time. There's like, hey, check this out. And it was a link to what looked like a fairly sketch Discord, whatever. And I sent back, I did not click on the link. I sent back a response like, what's going on? What do you want me to check out? I'm at my Discord limit. And it was like, oh, dude, I got hacked. Don't click that link. So like, I think there's, to Fist's point, I think there's going to continue to be various things. I think all of any kind of online community, you have to take things with a grain of salt and use your own common sense with regard to trying to get safe.
And you guys are correct with what I was actually trying to pinpoint out. I was being really sarcastic with my questions here. As far as safety, I wasn't talking about hacks because I know they would eliminate those spam links off the top, but I'm talking about the shenanigans of assault.
Oh, well, that's never going to end on Spectrum.
Yeah, this is the internet.
That's if you have high blood pressure, don't go on Spectrum.
Okay, that is a dangerous thing. When you think about it, when you consume it in too much quantities,
Absolutely right. You gotta take care of your own well-being and
exactly.
And
mental stability.
One day you're happy and twerking, and the next day you're super salty. Yep.
There you go. You know what I mean? So that's the aspect. That was my question as to saying, did this update, alleviate or make this place much safer, a safer consumption?
Probably not. Probably not.
They can't.
No, okay, get it.
No, go ahead, Pops.
No, mine was really quick. So my suggestion is that maybe we should use, whenever you go into a forum, maybe what fastcart just said, you should get the splash screen. This is the internet.
Be aware. Be warned.
I like it. Forget, right?
Don't feed the trolls. Yeah.
There you go.
So to your point, Fist, I honestly believe like Spectrum will never be safe from salt. You just have to, as an adult, you have to, number one, keep in mind what your rule sets are going to be for what you engage in. Like, step away. If somebody gets you that angry that you're about to start typing threats or being nonsensical, step away from the computer, step away from the keyboard, go outside, kiss your wife, kiss your husband, enjoy the sunshine on your face, watch some kids play. Like, just go watch a nature documentary, go enjoy the world, and don't get caught up in the BS that is the internet. But also just sort of just try to, that's just a thing that it's like you just have to know that the internet's going to be the internet. Just
And just to wrap up for the Spectrum thread, I just want to say I love the community, but the amount of salt that can be created from the community can salt the road during winter in New England for like 6 weeks. So yeah, so be careful.
Absolutely.
when you go on Spectrum. Go anywhere, basically.
Okay.
That's true.
All right, so up next we have this is the law post that we previously mentioned, but this is the Whitley Guide to Terrapin, Basically, just give you information about the Terrapin that's in game from the lore, like the initial order, the marine adoption, subsequent version, and versatility in action. So yeah, this is basically this in game information about the Terrapin. So if you like the Terrapin, or you have a Terrapin, or more information about the
Great
Terrapin,
ship.
there you go. Does anyone here have a Terrapin?
Hell yeah. Great ship. Love
Oh,
that
you do?
little turtle,
I don't.
turtle.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
You have
So
a couple of
the-
friends who love the Terrapin.
So
The
what do you call
It's not my
Go
thing.
ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Now I was going to ask you. So you call it a turtle. I wanted
Yeah.
to know which one did you name it after?
So I didn't name my Terrapin. I don't really name my ships, but I will when the game comes out. But for now, they're yeah.
No, like a
Keep
little.
coming.
I mean,
Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say like a little like a little Donatello, Michelangelo, something like that.
I keep coming in and out of ownership of the Terrapin because I want to love it. I feel like from a scale and size and look and feel standpoint, it feels like that type of ship that I would own. But all the stuff that it really would do, it doesn't do. So I
mean, yes,
I move on to other ships. It needs gameplay, but I really can imagine some time in this ship once everything's up and running.
You make a good point though, PPG. I'm sorry, go ahead, Kai.
What it could be used for now, and I get that it needs its gameplay loop, unquestioned. But the gameplay loop that you could use it for now is it's fairly tanky, fairly fast-ish. It's fairly, it gets around well. You could use it as a little place where you, like a bubble bus, you use it like driving around and getting, your gear from point A to B, where you have other ships. Like, this is my mining hub. This is my bounty hunting running hub. This is my this hub. This is my that hub. And your little Terrapin brings just your everyday carry gear from point A.
Okay.
Right. See, I was gonna say though, like for what you were saying though, about gameplay, BBG, and this is one for kind of jumping over to something that about like waiting for the Banu Merchantman to come out. To me, I would rather the Banu Merchantman come out when there is gameplay for it, because I'd rather it to have all or most of its functions or what it's used for in the verse than rather it be a ship that I'm just a big ship that I'm doing cargo in that looks nice.
I'll be happy with the Merchantman when it's ready. I don't mind. I don't care if they're like if I were someone who's stoked for the Orion or the Reclaimer. I'm really into mining or really into salvaging. Whenever the ship is ready, I would have been ready for it. I don't mind if the gameplay loop is not there yet. But that's me personally.
Go
ahead.
Before the gameplay loop of like a floating mall in space is there, right now, if it was ready to be introduced to the verse, it would have its own gameplay loop as a mobile hub, as a mobile base, as a place that either players or orgs could use to keep a lot of stuff centrally located. And like, I could see people taking out a BMM to a location where they're going to do some big, I could see I could see a crew taking out a BMM to the Daymar Rally. And it's like, oh, we've got, 30 vehicles in this thing and lots and tons of gear and people lodging and all kinds of stuff. I 100% get that. Like, yes, it's floating mall in space is a thing that needs to come. But until then, it could have so many uses in a sandbox capacity players could make that I think whenever it's ready, I'm like, bring it.
Yeah.
Just really quick to bring it back to the Terrapin. And I saw at the top that this was a Jump Point article from a while back. I remember I had seen this article, and one of the things that struck me was in that last sentence of the Marine adoption section, where it says a rumor persists that the UEE military operates an advanced technology improved stealth Terrapin for covert boarding operations. And there has been no proper sighting of this spacecraft, and its existence has been roundly denied by both Anvil and the military. That makes me wonder, are we going to see that type of version in Squadron 42 and then maybe ultimately in the PU? I like the way that sounds. So
yeah, if I can say about the Banu Merchantman for a quick second. I would, I'm very much rather would see gameplay with it because I know when the Banu Merchantman comes out, it's a beautiful ship, and I'd rather have the gameplay of, that it has unique items on it. It may be carrying something essential that people need, instead of it making it just a beautiful target, a brand new target that just comes into the verse, and everybody wants to brag about blowing up one or something similar like that. Or I just want to test the Banu Merchantman to see. I'd rather have gameplay come in that it's, there's marketplaces for it to go to, and people want to get on it and buy things from it instead of it becoming well, not really a loot pinata.
Yeah, for me, it's like, the longer we wait for the gameplay loop to actually become in game, because we're going to need the economy, we're going to need a whole bunch of other stuff, and if that's the case, I may never get my Banu Merchantman.
Well, let me say this fastcart real quick. The Banu Merchantman is coming up, so I'm thinking in the back of my mind, because they did say they're not going to release something without gameplay to it, so they are actually probably working on things like that right now.
And I hear you on that, but there have been several instances where CIG had not broken the promise, but changed their mind, put it that way. So either way, I'm cool with it.
I'm excited about seeing it. I'm with you on that point. Yep.
So yeah, that was the Whitley guide to the Terrapin. All right, so up next we have, this is a tweet that I saw recently on from the RSI official account. So have you used our telemetry dashboard before? This is a great tool for seeing what performance you can expect on your individual configuration, and they gave the link play.st/telemetry, and I have my own up from the RSI site. So yeah, did anyone here play with the telemetry? I do every once in a while, but just to see where I'm standing. But if anyone hasn't used this before, this is the RSI telemetry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say I've seen it once, FC, and I put mine in it, and it was like way at the bottom on the machine. But which one is yours? The green or the red?
I'm the green. I'm in the middle.
You're the green. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you see the thing right here, they have a I forget the word for it, but it had minimum configuration. That's the purple one at the bottom. Recommended recommended configuration. That's green. My bad. And my configuration is not currently shown. So if I display all of the data, okay. So the green one is the recommendation. That's right there right now, where my mouse, where the squares are. My system is right there, at the close, not to the top, but top left, I guess. So I'm doing pretty well.
Okay.
So let me put the link in the chat so people can check that out. Well, BBD first. Kai, how about you?
Did it once a while back. Haven't done it recently. I probably will do it again since you brought it to my attention, just to see where my system stands at.
Oh yeah, you had to upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely I will like to do that again. I will. That's why I have to do that right now. Shoot.
Yep, you just click on the link. It doesn't your game doesn't have to be running. But one of the great things about this dashboard is that it had previous data from previous patches. So like you can see 3.16, last 24 hours, last week, last month, and 3.15, and so on, all the way down to 3.2. I think that's when they started accumulating data. And you have all the game settings. So you have low, medium, high, ultra high, and resolution. So all the resolutions.
Yeah, I check this every now and then just to make sure, I'm raging against the dying of the light, right? My job is to keep myself out of purple.
Yeah, right. Out of purple, exactly.
I'm never going to win the high and to the right.
No, no.
That's only changing, but I just can't be in purple. So I'm in green right now. If I start trending into that sort of aquamarine before it hit the blue, then I know I may start looking at something. But I check this every now and then just to make sure I'm straight.
So I don't see my dot.
Thing that it does.
You got to sign in. My bad.
Yeah, you got to sign in. What were we going to say, Pops?
Okay, no, so I'm just saying this is a live update. Right now, it's not. You have to. It's actually looking at your system, or you have to.
No. This is like if you logged in yesterday, it'll be updated today. Put it that way, or it's not like Well, I mean, they take the data from the gameplay, but it doesn't update the telemetry like right away. Basically, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So when you read the graph, like, aren't you supposed to get a little dot in the middle of one of the squares to tell you what your system is?
Yeah.
Where your system falls at? Okay.
But sometimes you have to click on my computer spec display outline data. If you click on that, it'll probably show up, because if your computer is too powerful or too low, or just not within the squares, you click on the display outline data, it should show up.
Oh, okay. I'm in the 400s. 400 to 25, between the 200 to 225. That's cool.
Yeah, so I mean, you should not do this. I do not recommend doing this, but if you wanted to do it, you can see what kind of performance rate that you're looking for in a PC, and lining up to the square that you want, and try to put together a system within that spec. I don't recommend doing that. Just not just for playing Star Citizen. Put it that way.
This is really interesting because they got the AMD Threadripper 64 core all the way up there.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm not sure why, but anyway.
Yeah. Good luck with that. Let me see if they have the 4000s in here. 7900 XTX.
They have the 4000 GPUs in here.
4090. Yeah, all the way to the right.
All the way
to the right.
Yeah, top right.
Yep. Oh boy. No, I see that. 72 FPS. Yeah. Not worth the money in my opinion, but hey. More power to people who has it. Alright. But yes, that is the telemetry data. I don't know if people have heard of it. You might have heard of it, but you probably haven't visited it. But yeah, that's it. Alright, so up next we have, if you want to come in and talk with us, click on the link that the Nightbot just posted, the Discord link, and come in and talk with us. But we have our machinima. This is from Junk Media. This was released last week, just after New Year. And the title is Beacon Banu, the Star Citizen machinima community at its best. And this is becoming a long one. This is 33 minutes, 46 seconds. So grab some popcorn. Grab a drink, and let's get started.
Thank you for visiting Kelto RX. Feel better, save more.
Urgent page for Nurse Radcliffe. Report to emergency.
Better? What better way to tell
Mr. Zark, you've been gone for quite a while. How are you feeling? Happy 2953, I guess.
Thousands of people, all of them looking to celebrate an authentic Banu Luminalia, including traditional food and staying up late, sharing stories about times past. A week free of technology to reconnect with your senses. They say it makes the light seem brighter. Over the years, the Beacon Banu has become popular in the tech industry as a yearly event where you can escape from being constantly online and reconnect with life and the spirit of the holiday. But these tech junkies still want their little kick though, so it's designed for participants to be dropped off at different locations around the moon Calliope to navigate manually to the party site using old and almost forgotten techniques, like reading the night sky and planetary magnetic fields. navigating around Calliope for days doesn't appeal to me very much, so I pay this pilot a little extra to drop me off much closer to the party than intended. But not too close, so they don't catch me cheating. So, while everyone else is already out there driving, and has been for days, I'm here.
All right, Chief, we're here.
Whoa! Check it out. That's just unbelievable. That looks good. Keep her steady.
Have fun out there. The weather's shit, though.
Roger that. Here we go. You even have to leave your mobiGlass back home. How cool is that? However, I couldn't pass up the chance to document the trip, so I brought a camera and a drone. And hopefully, they're low-tech enough so I don't get thrown out. But drone or no drone, this landscape just conveys such solitude. I can't wait to see this setup. In fact, the party is just across this ridge here. Check this out. What? He said it was just across here. Okay, so it's not here. What do I do? I think I put a map in my bag somewhere. Where is it? Aha! Well, it's supposed to be right here. But it's not, so I guess I'll have to go to, Hey. RSI? Voice command? Ursa? Navigate to Shubin Mining Facility, SMC 8-6.
Invalid destination.
Invalid? Navigate to Shubin Mining Facility, SMC 8-8 instead.
Invalid destination.
Huh? Ursa, what's my nearest point of interest?
Loveridge Mineral Reserve.
The what reserve? Repeat.
Loveridge Mineral Reserve.
Ursa, what is my location?
Lyria, ArcCorp Moon, Stenton System.
I'm on the wrong fucking moon?
I'm sorry, I did not understand. Please issue clear commands or ask me a question.
Oh, shut up. Ursa, activate the stress signal.
mobiGlass not found. Host ship out of range. Please return to the host
Gotta
ship
be kidding
and
me.
activate a distress signal.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Fuck. Ursa, do you have any communication equipment?
The unit is equipped with short-range peer-to-peer radio and positional pulsar system.
Ursa, how far is Loveridge Mineral Reserve?
240 hours at maximum speed.
Bandul. How long until I run out of oxygen?
At this pace, you will run out of oxygen in 453 hours.
Okay. And how long will your battery last?
At normal operation, Ursa has approximately 500 hours of battery life.
All right. Well, guess this is my holiday. Ursa, navigate to Loveridge Mineral Reserve.
Destination found. Navigation started.
Ursa, how long until we reach our destination?
238 hours at maximum speed.
Maximum speed. I'm going half speed now. So that would be 450 hours. I need to sleep a third of that time, so that's plus 50%, 675 hours, split on 24.
That's a whole freaking month?
Ursa, if I drive at half speed for 16 hours every standard Earth day...
How long until I arrive at Leverage?
29.75 days, or 714 hours.
Well, that's what I get for going with the cheapest pilot and the cheapest Ursa when trying to cheat a system where you can't bring modern technology.
No more surprises. Please? Okay? Okay.
So, 700 hours. Ursa, remind me about power and oxygen levels.
At normal operation, you have 497 hours of power, 450 hours of oxygen,
and 6,000 hours of pure galactic hit music on board.
I'm sorry.
Just say, Ursa, charge my account for black hole bangers. Only 500
What the hell is going on? Ads?
Say yes today, pay later.
There's no way.
Party now.
Ursa.
No miss.
Ursa.
Only hits. No nos. Only
Is this
yes.
for real? This is disgusting.
Say yes, say hits.
Ah, piece of shit rover.
So, power and oxygen?
Still big problems. But at least I got one lucky break.
Check this out. I found them a couple days ago.
Hundreds of snaggle sticks. And maybe around 25 bottles of water. Which is not a lot, but actually I could just fill them up outside. Hang on. Ursa? Is the ice outside made of drinkable water?
yes,
Ah. And is the air breathable?
no,
I knew that. Ursa? How do you actually know these things?
I have an onboard Galactopedia archive, updated whenever I'm stationed at a host ship or garage. The current version is 5 days old.
Fair enough. Oh, and also, I've hooked up my spacesuit to transfer some of its oxygen supply over to the rover. Still have 25 days to go, though. But maybe this is good for me. Might teach me something about myself, you know. Wait. She said she has access to the whole Galactopedia archive, right?
Ursa? Can you read me the Galactopedia article on
Terra 3, please.
Yes, Terra is the third planet from the sun of the Terra system.
Wait. Ursa, my name is Oliver. Think you could use that?
Yes, Oliver.
Continue reading, please.
Terra is the third planet from the sun of the Terra system. Naturally habitable, it was colonized shortly after its discovery in 2516 and has since become the most populous planet in the United Empire of Earth, as well as a center of culture and commerce. Terra's political leaders played key roles in the movement that ended the despotic rule of the Messer era. Today, Terra remains a center of progressive politics and is home to the Transitionalist political party.
Read the Galactopedia article on Prime, please.
Yes, Oliver. Prime is the capital city of Terra and is considered a cultural and economic center of the United Empire of Earth. Utilizing extensive urban planning, it has been designed to strike a harmonious balance between nature and city. Since the fall of the Messer government in 2792, there has been a vocal contingent of populace vying to make Prime the
Can't stand that advertisement. So, I figured while it's playing, it's time to refill the water bottles. I'm really hoping this ice is pure though, because after 7 days of only eating snackle sticks, my mind is starting to play tricks on me. Like sounds being a bit distorted, and yeah, things like that. I'm glad I have the Ursa to confirm things with. Anyways, let's scoop here. And scoop. And scoop. And scoop. 1, 2, 3, and...
Oxygen full.
Ursa? My vitals being transmitted to you?
Yes.
What's my oxygen level?
Oxygen is at 100%.
How can that be?
According to Galactopedia, Lyria's atmosphere has enough oxygen for most commercial pressure suits to use it to replenish their oxygen reserves.
Really? I thought you said the atmosphere wasn't breathable.
It's not. The atmospheric pressure is almost 0.
I'll live? I'll live? I don't have to die. Did you hear that? I'll remember all of this. Ursa, let's fill up your tanks.
Yes, Oliver. Oxygen tank full. Current capacity, 500 hours.
And how long before we arrive at Leverage?
504 hours. Your chances of survival have increased.
500 hours is a long time without music. No ads, only premium music. Sign up today. Black Hole Bangers. Charge your count today.
Ursa, sign me up, please.
Congratulations. You have signed up for our 3-year premium plan at 990 credits weekly.
3 years? These people have no shame.
Though, it is awfully quiet here.
Ursa, play some Black Hole Bangers. Oh, wow. Ursa next. Ursa next. Blah.
This is so bad. Oh well.
Ursa, what was that?
From the sound it made and how the wheel came off, there is an 85% chance we hit a piece of metal.
The wheel came off?
Yes.
What was it?
Inconclusive data.
Let's try the gas. Damn it. Right, looks in order. Repeat, please. Ursa? Can you hear me?
Yes. Do you see the wheel?
No, but there's something giving off steam or smoke back here.
What is it?
I'm not sure. Let me get closer. We had a senator, back on term, Lenara Royce, and she once said, if you want to see where humanity's been, you visit Sol. If you want to see where it's going, you visit Terra. Growing up, whenever I treated someone badly or needed some motivation, my mom, she always said this quote, adding that the quote refers to its people too. So as a Terran, we're meant to behave like what we want humanity to become in the future. There's a whole crashed freighter here.
You're doing great.
Right. Right. I don't see any bullet holes here or damage from any weapons.
Do you see any crew?
No, don't say that. There's a weird box here.
Weird how?
It has lights and it's tilted a little bit on its side.
Does it open?
I don't know, I'm gonna have to check it out.
Can you carry it?
I'll bring it back. Oh, it's a body.
Get away from there. You must have taken a fall.
Oh, crap, I think the suit is leaking. It's already daytime. How long was I out?
I don't know.
Because I found the wheel we lost too. It was right outside.
I'm glad.
Oxygen low. Oxygen low. Oxygen low.
Looks like it's locked. Alright, let's see here. It's, it's toys. Oh, that's so not worth it. This is so shit.
It's not all shit. You know, I could use those power clips in there.
Oh, you're right. Well, that's awesome. Ursa, play some music.
Absolutely, Oliver.
Freeze, Ursa.
Hey, I pulled on you first.
I'm sorry.
Stay still. I'm calling the advocacy.
Psych. Ursa, you're dead. Snaggle, cause Sam, you don't know where I am.
Where are you?
You can't see me.
Oh no, look out! Ha ha ha!
Happy Luminalia.
Happy Luminalia. I hope someone sees your flare.
Yeah, no one will see it.
Oh no. Are you okay?
Ursa, what was that?
I don't know, Oliver.
Oh, it's the drone. I think it must have run out of juice.
Oxygen low.
It weighs too much.
Alright.
Oxygen low.
I'm Oliver Zark, and you're watching Hubwire Galactic. Here are tonight's headlines. I'm stranded on a moon in the middle of nowhere on a moon. The wheels keep turning and Snagglestick stock are on the rise.
Oliver, you're not driving.
Surely I am.
No, you're not. Oliver!
Mom?
You need to get up. Now!
Oxygen low. Oxygen low.
Ursa, where are you?
I need more water.
Your suit is broken.
I need to go outside.
You're already low on oxygen.
I need water, you piece of fucking metal garbage. Don't I? I'm not myself. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too. Your suit can make a 5-minute walk.
It's too bad ice takes up more space than water. Because when these melt, they're only half full. But it's the same volume. Ursa? Can you lower the cabin pressure to extend the time we have oxygen?
If you continue to breathe normally, yes.
And how would that affect me?
You would feel fatigue, tiredness, and some degree of confusion.
Would it be dangerous?
No. According to Galactopedia, humans have for millennia been able to live in low-pressure environments, like on pre-quantum Earth. Civilizations at high altitudes have been recorded living healthy lives at 0.5 atmospheric pressure.
And what would I have to set it to?
0.6.
All right. Let's do it. Ursa, lower the cabin pressure to 0.6 atmospheres.
Right away, Oliver.
What did you say?
Are you okay?
Do I look okay?
Well, yes.
Whatever. Ursa, how much longer to Loveridge Mineral?
3 days or 72 hours.
And what about power and oxygen?
You have 67 hours of power and 64 hours of oxygen. I'm sorry, Oliver.
It's fine. I was just so sure I was gonna make it.
I know.
You know, you've been really supportive. I wouldn't have made it this far without you.
It's been a pleasure, really. I'm sad you'll forget about me.
Yeah. Me too.
If you disable the onboard voice control and all of its subsystems, including navigation, you'd have enough power.
Ursa, when would you have to go offline to give me enough power?
Within 18 hours.
And after that, I just, drive in a straight line?
Yes.
What about the cabin pressure?
You'll need to lower it to 0.4 atmospheres.
Can I survive that?
Low-pressure adapted humans cannot survive below 0.3. Depending on your genetics and how well you have adapted to low pressure, a value of 0.4 could be possible for you. But it would be extremely uncomfortable and confusing.
All right. Ursa, slowly lower the cabin pressure to 0.4.
Control your breathing, Oliver. Oliver, stop. It's time. Listen carefully. I've brought you to a special spot. When the sun rises, you have to chase your shadow. After zenith, you chase the sun. If you don't make it before the second sunset, you'll suffocate during the night. Oliver, are you listening? You are a Terran.
I'll see you again soon. Perfect timing. So far, so good. Easy enough instructions.
Great weather, fancy food, and a good mood.
I spy with my little eye something beginning with I. Ignition. Ice. Ice? So when the sun comes up in 4 hours, I'm on my last chance. At least, according to a trustworthy car I'm known for 3 weeks. This is hard. No matter what you do, you're gonna break my heart. Break my heart. Wow, it's spinning so fast. I better go sit in the driver's seat so I don't fall asleep. Huh? Where's the... Oh. I'm gonna walk all the way over there. And do you guys want to know the hottest place to be right now? It actually burns. Come on. Fuck. Come on, Oliver, come on. That's it, straight line. Whoa. I'm so sorry. Come on, Oliver, come on, push it. Push it. No. Come on, am I actually... I can make it. Gotta go faster. Come on, Oliver, you can do this. Watch out to the right. To hold. All right. Right. I'm so sorry, Ursa. No. There it is. It's actually there.
All right, Chief, we're here. We got a 4 weeks delayed distress call from your Ursa. Are you okay?
Don't I know you from somewhere?
I hear that a lot. I need 1 Demoxetrine and 2 Oxypens. Hold still. Are you okay to walk out to the Pisces?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Don't worry, it'll all be fine. I'll fly us back to Bygenie, and Lucia will take care of you during the flight.
You're so lucky to have signed up for our premium service. Control your breathing, Oliver.
Alrighty then. I almost forgot I was doing a show.
Wow. That counts as your choice for the next movie night.
Make sure there's nothing. It seems like there's nothing else. So okay, I'm gonna mute this. All right, let's go in order. BBC, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, that was really good. Zark Media tends to bring it each and every time anyway. But I thought that this was a really powerful way to kick off 2953. You know, when you think about the longer machinimas, my investment in them goes in and out. You know, you talk about getting something to drink. I tend to come in and out.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? But this held my attention the entire time. I was invested. Darth Copium in the chat's like, what about Ursa? I want to know too. She was the real hero. She was the real hero. He needs to come back for that Ursa rover and keep it around in his garage for the rest of his life. I thought the production was outstanding. The music, the script, the acting, the pace, the settings, just top tier. And you know, this is why folks come to Soul Citizens, so they get exposed to this high quality primo stuff on the internet. But yeah, it was great stuff. Shout out to Zark Media. Great stuff.
Yeah. So before we go to Fitch Face, what was your favorite moment or favorite part or highlight that you had?
Well, what cracked me up was the ongoing ads and music that would kick in that he didn't want to hear. He kept asking for music and not getting it. That cracked me up. And then there was a couple of moments of horror, and somebody in the chat, I responded to them too. T. Nightster in the chat said that they should have named the ship Event Horizon, because that was the vibe I was getting too in those horror moments. But those two moments stood out to me. But the whole thing was quality. You know, if I watched it 5 more times, I'd probably have 5 different moments. Just good stuff.
Yeah. All right, thank you for that. Mr. Page, what are your thoughts?
Man, okay, I'm gonna be a little long-winded on this one, but this, you know, besides the, the great production from Zark Media, you know, this kind of, you know, makes me kind of touch point on some of the gameplay loops that you may, you know, see or may come across in Star Citizen. You know, you might get dropped off in on a mission somewhere, and you may have to traverse, you know, on foot or in a vehicle to, you know, somewhere, and you may get lost or something like that, and your comms get knocked out or something like that. And what do you do? You know, and yeah, I know we all right now would be in Discord and say, hey, listen, you know, so-and-so come pick us up. But what if so-and-so is, you know, so many systems over, it's going to take them, you know, possibly, you know, a couple of hours to a day or two, you know, to come and get you and pick you up. So, you know, and your survival mode is got to kick in, and you got to think about, you know, well, how do I get to the next outpost or whatever it is that you're trying to do. I mean, this, not just only the storyline was great, but it just kind of touched on some of the things that I would like to see in Star Citizen from a survival aspect, you know.
Yeah, okay, cool. What was your favorite part or highlight?
When he started to go Jack Nicholson. Seeing the whole phase, because I kind of saw it. I'm like, okay, yeah, he's gonna go from. He started going from the Tom Hanks phase. Then I don't know if I forget the movie with Jack Nicholson. Was it Cabin Fever or The Shining?
Shining.
The Shining, right? It was The Shining. So when he just, started going nuts, and that was, to me, was cool. So I appreciate that.
Cool. Thank you. Kai, how about you?
So I absolutely love Sark. I think the guy does awesome content, and he clearly stepped up his game here. And this was not like a little machinima. This was a movie. It was long. It was interesting. Like there are some machinimas that are long, and you're like, "Oh, that was long," and "Ooh, it was too long."
Yeah, we watched a couple of those. Yeah,
this one was long, but like there was no point in it where I was not in it. I was watching this as an actual movie. Like if you would have put this, you could submit this to like a short film, like to a film festival thing where they do 30-40 minute films, and like it could seriously be considered as a work of art. I thought that so the theme of it, Fist touched on, The Shining or Tom Hanks in Castaway. To me, this was much more in Andy Weir's book, The Martian, which was turned into a phenomenal movie with Matt Damon. The movie was great, and I don't want in any way to take away from that. But the book is so much better because in the book, there's a whole, like, the movie basically ends at the halfway point of the book. In the book, there's this whole thing where he has to trek in a rover from one section of Mars all the way over to another section where they're going to be, because that's where the ship that he's going to use to take off from is. And he has this whole cabin fever thing going on where he's talking to the machine, he's talking to the computer, and he's talking to himself, and he's going stir crazy and whatever. And so much of this conveyed that aspect to me. And I also want to call out the subtle use. He's, like I said, he's been upping his game every time, but I challenge anyone, the use of music, the way that it was brought in, the theme of the music, the feeling. A lot of the music felt to me like score pieces from Interstellar. The way that it was used, and I'm not talking about the cheesy music that he was complaining about from the commercials. I mean, the actual soundtrack to this machinima, to this movie, I'm going to call it, was so perfectly done that it felt like if you were to tell me that this guy is a film student somewhere and that like this is like I would totally buy it. This was so incredibly well done. So just hats off to Zark Media, hats off to the Star Citizen community, and a huge thank you to fastcart, to Griff for exposing me to this film in particular, and to so many great pieces of art from the.
I'm not gonna take credit. This is all Griffin. But before we get to Pops, I just want to say, Boss Lady and BBG agree with you about The Martian. They say the audiobook is top tier. So if you're not into reading, try the audiobook.
Either which way, it's great.
Yep. All right, Pops, how about you?
Yeah, it was great for me. I want to say, usually most Star Citizen machinimas, it's about ships, it's about locations, it's about usually about a storyline, fighting, something like that. This machinima here, actually, Star Citizen was the background. This is not about Star Citizen. This is about a story line of survival, like was mentioned before with Tom Hanks and Event Horizon. So this is an entirely different outlook, because usually most machinimas are about advertising the Star Citizen. This was about this. This was solely about the storyline. And my favorite part about it was the end, the credits, because I wanted to see who the voice was for the Ursa. Because
Who was it?
Oh wow, I forgot. I forgot.
Okay, go ahead.
I forgot. I just wanted to see it, but yeah, I thought two people, yeah, and the dynamics between them, and yeah, absolutely say what BBG said. He should take that Ursa rover home and keep it polished.
Yeah.
And go
Yeah.
after that go ahead.
No, I'm gonna say according to the credit, it says Ursa is Kate Laura Clark, so that's the name of the voice actor.
Yeah, and go after that captain that dropped him off and go beat him up.
Yeah, that's gonna be part two. Something down the line. I hope to get back to. I'm gonna ask you, Pop, and ties in because I accidentally skipped them. What was your favorite part or highlight of this piece?
Yeah, the credit when her name.
The credit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Kai, I accidentally skipped you. Sorry about that. What was your favorite part or highlight?
I mean, just all of it. But I will call out the dynamic of the robot companion there, the Ursa was absolutely incredible. It was it's the dynamic opposite of HAL in 2001, where it's like this robot was a trooper that was just there for him top to bottom, and yeah, love it.
Oh, can I say one more?
Go ahead.
You'll see. Oh, okay. My other favorite part, second favorite part, was the box, and he brought in the box and had toys in it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The latter half of this we said movie, but I was gonna say episode because it feels more like a TV episode to me personally. That's my opinion. But the latter half, the music stood out to me. So I as soon as I heard a couple of notes from one of the latter songs, I thought, oh, is this from Interstellar? But it had an Interstellar feel, Hans Zimmer feel to it. So I was like, the music was really on point in this one. So I'm gonna call that my highlight. Griffin, you there?
Yeah.
Thank you for picking this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no problem. Hey, everybody. Yeah, I mean, you guys have touched on so many great points about this, and I know we could go on and on for days. And we've got we've had this conversation about the content becoming of such quality that community content becomes something that becomes a part of the broadcasting in the game in time. But there are a couple things I want to say about this one in particular. First of all, we've been following Zark since his early days, and to BBG's point, we've seen an evolution in the work that he's been doing. Not only does he do the work within himself, but he also has invited other community people who are interested in joining him to come on board and help. And I know, Kai, you talked about some of the references you mentioned, but you could keep mentioning a lot of films, but you can see influences here. You mentioned Event Horizon. There's 2001. There's 2010. There's even Alien. There are all these dynamics where whether or not computers are something that we can trust, we trust them for a lot of things, but then when it comes down to our life, can we trust them? I just recently watched a great breakdown on 2001, which is one of my favorite films. But, and we all know this, for those of us who've seen the film, at least if you've seen it several times, you start to realize that HAL wasn't the problem. Yep. It was people. And the error doesn't come from the computers. It comes from those who program them and the things that we put in them. Yep. And I thought that this was a really great example how they tried to bring some humanity to the computer. They didn't make it overly affectionate. But I always remember in 2010, when they were getting ready to pull away from the moon and Hal's talking to him, and Hal makes this statement to the person who the computer programmer says, well, I dream, in this one, she makes the comment of, I'm sorry that you'll forget me. She didn't want to say that you'll possibly die, but the writing in this was so good. And, one of the great things about doing a movie or film, one of the most difficult things, but some of the best films or theater pieces are when you have one set and everything happens in that one set. And everything here was mostly contained within that Ursa rover. So to pull off a 30-minute video of where the majority of the time is just being in a vehicle. The other film I want to throw in, Kai, is Tom Hanks movie. No.
Oh yeah.
Castaway.
Castaway.
Yep.
Yes. Castaway.
100%.
There's this dynamic of survival. The idea of counting down the time. I kept thinking, when they said, "Oh, I've got more than enough time," I said something's going to happen that because it's got to change. Last thing I want to say, very smart move. We have been learning to love Zark, and we cared about the character. You know what I mean? And so he could have killed them off. Seriously, we'd all sat here and gasped, right? But I never sat here and said, "Oh, he'll survive." The opening gave you the idea that he did live. But it was also, I still felt, even though I knew he was going to be rescued, I was concerned watching him. And over these months that he's been using him with the news broadcasts and everything, Zark has become a familiar face to us in the community. So I thought it was really great. No interaction, small interactions with other folks, but in general, just so many cool psychological things here. And to Pop's point, wasn't about the guns, wasn't about the ships, wasn't about the solar system. This was about a humanity story of survival and done in a very contained space, done very well. Cinematography, great. Music, great. What can you say? That's all I can say about this one.
Well, and so many machinima too. It's like they're literally, the camera is static and it's showing like a character in game run from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen and interact, do this, do that, do the other. If you look at this, every shot, he's framing the shots. There's doing close-ups on the faces. He's distorting background. He's fish eye lens. There's so much of it here where whoever it was that said like this wasn't just like in-game footage. This was a movie that this was a piece of art that was done separately. Yeah, so great.
All right, so I'm gonna put the link in chat again, but I'll do it later. But this is Beacon Banu for Star Citizen Machinima Community at its Best from Jog Media. This is aired on January 3rd. So yeah,
Fastcart, I have a question for you.
Oh, go ahead.
You weren't disappointed that no Banu showed up in this, right? With their title, right? You're okay with the rest of it?
The title is a little bit misleading, but I wasn't going to mention it. I was going to let that go.
It was clickbait just for you. He probably did that just for you. It was clickbait just to get you to watch it.
Our only criticism, right? Our only criticism. Where's the Banu?
All right, so there's the link. Go ahead and give them a follow, give them a subscribe, and give them a like. All right, up next we have, we're going to wrap up here. There's no IRC. I forgot to mention that because it's coming up in the future week. But again, just the Content Creators Summit coming up on Saturday, this coming Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern to 2 p.m. Eastern. I'll put the link in chat. Oh, Griffin, you can put the link in chat for me, please. Sure. But yeah, so this had a session 1, session 2, session 3. I have a conversation involving content creators. If you're a content creator with Star Citizen, go ahead and sign up. But if you're not a content creator, you want to follow along, hopefully we'll get a couple of streamers to stream the summit as it's going along, so you won't miss out either way. And that is the Content Creator Summit on Saturday. After that, we have... Oh yeah, so on hopefully on the same day, assuming Content Creators Summit ends on time, we're having normal Soul Voices that day. That's still a plan, right, Griffin?
Yeah, you know how my life is right now.
I know, that's why I'm asking just now.
If you guys don't see me on, it was too big of a day, but I'm gonna try.
All right, so yeah, that's Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UTC, Soul Voices. We'll cover what's going on in the community that week. We normally cover a thread or two from Spectrum, a thread or two from Reddit, or something going on from the industry at large. And that is part of Podcast Saturday. We have started with Soul Voices, then we go to the Afterpub, and then on to Relay. We are the pod. So check it out, the whole day of podcast. After that, we have our next show on Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. UTC. We'll be having a discussion about the P318. And I think we're going to have a special guest. Dr. Miller should be on for that one. So check us out for that one. That's the update 318, a review of 318 so far. On Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, And so, yeah. Oh, sorry, 1 a.m. UTC. My bad. 1 a.m. UTC. I think that's it. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Big Black Laming, Fish Face, Kaizen, Cotton Face, and Griffin at the end. Thank you. Everyone, thank you for joining us in chat. Hope everybody had fun. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, or follow, depending on what platform you're on. Make sure you follow us on social media. We're Soul Citizens with an S on the end everywhere. Make sure if you want to buy our merch to support us, you can. The link should be down below. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh, we don't have anyone to follow. To raid.
It is rated. It's a raid up there. There's a raid up there.
Oh, there's a raid. Oh, so we're going to come in 65. So yeah, say about love and tell them everyone you came from Soul Citizens. With that, I think that's everything. So thank you, everybody. Peace, love, and soul.
Great job, fastcart.